Morning. All right, y'all, just a little bit of housekeeping. This will be recorded. I apologize that I look a little wonky on my camera here. I'll try to straighten that up a little bit in just a minute, but doesn't really matter because I am not the star of this. This is all about your AI employee team. So we'll jump right into that. Hopefully my camera will adjust. So this will be recorded, and I have started a YouTube playlist on our Alliance YouTube channel. So I'll send out a copy of that. I got several notices that people signed up for today and they weren't able to make it. So no problem. It's a lot to go over. Oh, you are too, Darlene? Okay. It's a lot to go over, y'all. So you may want to watch it again and all that good stuff. But we're going to go ahead and jump right in. And I would rather have my camera look a little wonky than my Zoom getting frozen like it kept getting all week for me. So let's jump right in, y'all. We will be on for an hour today. I want to honor your time and excited to share all about your AI employee team. So we're going to jump right in. All right. Let me get my screen right here. All right. All right, y'all. So what happened for me is that we do in the Alliance, and I'll talk about that in a hot second. This isn't about the Alliance. This is open to everybody, but it's because of the Alliance that we are here. And so what happened, we have an annual conference every October, and we spend time, women come from all over the country. We have a national chapter as well as local ones. And we were sitting at our brunch the day after the conference. And I was mentioning in kind of passing that I needed to get serious about my social media. And one of our members, Tabitha, holds up her phone and she's like, "You need marblism." I was like, "Marble what?" Literally, I was like, "Say it slowly." She's like, "Marblism." And I had never heard of it. And I'm pretty astute when it comes to tech stuff. And I believe God provided AI for us to keep at our feet, but to even the playing field for kingdom businesses if we can harness it. And so I went, after the weekend, I went home and I didn't even wait to get into my office Monday morning. I was like, oh my goodness, there is an automated social media creator. I need to figure this out. And I go to marblism.com and almost fell over because it was 6 AI team members. So I'm going to go into that today, but we are focusing on you having a chief of staff, Eva. And so I'm going to tell you why I'm so excited about this in just a hot second. I have been a tech nerd since my daughter was 5 years old. She just turned 31. So 26 years, because as a single mom, I had to figure out how to bring the world to my living room because I could not pack and travel. And at the time, the statistic was that the average keynote speaker was on the road 300 days out of the year. I'm like, I've got this kindergarten child. I've got to figure out how to do this. So I started doing teleclasses. I remember my first PayPal experience where someone's like, pay me with PayPal. I was like, what is PayPal? I've never heard of this. There was no landing page software. There was no bulk email software. We have come a long way in the last 26 years, and I have been an early adopter of technology, and I feel like I'm just now catching up with everything I've learned. So excited. If you're wondering what this alliance is that I'm always talking about, it is the premier training and development organization for ambitious Christian women entrepreneurs. We are clear that your business is not just a source of income, it is a divine mandate. It is our responsibility to make sure that your business thrives. And we have an incredible sisterhood, a proprietary training system, and all kinds of things in place to be able to do that. I've been building this for almost 20 years, and I feel like I've just mastered the process. So here's the reality, y'all, of women entrepreneurs. 95% of women-owned businesses make less than 100,000 per year. These businesses are run by solo operators. If you are a solo operator, it's you are your main employee. You may have some outsourced help, an outsourced accountant, but you may have some part-time help, but it's typically you running everything. You are the captain of the ship. You are the whole entire crew. And here's the staggering uh, statistic, y'all. Of those 95% women-owned businesses, only 1.7% make it to seven figures or beyond. And we at the Alliance are on a mission to disrupt this number. We want to see businesses get there. And that's what I have been building for 20 years. And for the first time, I believe we have the missing link. But before I do this, I just want you to ponder a question. What would you do with an extra 8 to 10 hours a week, which yields 1 week a month and 3 months out of the year that you are not bogged down in the day to day of your business? I just want you to think about that for a minute. What would you do? There have been so many projects, you all. I've had stuff on my task list for 3 to 4 years that because of Marblism, I'm able to get to now. So I talked about the alliance. Here's the thing that I believe for us, Marblism has been an answered prayer, and for those we share it with, and this is why. As I talked about, most businesses are specialists or solo operators, and we've got to help them get to development as soon as possible. And development is earmarked by the fact that you have real live team members, human team members. And what I have not been able to solve successfully in a systemized way this last 19 years is how to get women from specialist into development, having your own team of two, three, six, whatever, within a year and a half. And the reason why is because in order to get to the point to have the revenue to hire the team, we have been spread too thin. And so, what Marblism does, I should put this in our training model because it is right here, y'all. If you can see my little arrow, and it is solving this problem. Remember, I told you about Tabitha, who introduced us to Marblism? She now, because of Marblism, has been able to get the bandwidth she needed to get more marketing, get more revenue, focus on higher level clients. And she literally emailed me or texted me week before last and said she just got the keys to her brand new office with her team of 8 human beings. And of course, she has all of them on Marblism. So, y'all, this is a huge thing. We are cutting edge. Don't worry about the fact that you haven't heard about it because that's why we're here. And I don't know if you've ever felt like this woman in this picture, where she's a CEO, specialist, marketer, salesperson, accountant, customer service rep, everything, everything. And you were fueled by sheer will, determination, feeling like you were sitting in a dark side office, focused. And I love this sticky note. Not today, Satan. Here's something, y'all. I want to tell you where this came from. So I told Eva, who I'm going to introduce you guys to a new way today, that I needed a particular graphic. I told her exactly what I needed, and this is what it created. And I did not say anything about having a sticky note that says, not today, Satan. But the truth is, she's gotten to know me, and she, being the AI employee, has gotten to know me so well. When I saw that, I was like, I wouldn't have even known to ask for that. She just had me down. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So Marblism is a team of 6 AI. They're not just agents, they are actual AI employees. And I'm going to tell you what that means in just a minute. And don't be fooled by the cartoon images, y'all, because we have, I mean, the capabilities of Marblism are staggering. Last month, they had their first US conference because it was founded in France and it's pretty new in the States. And there were, I mean, hardcore AI developers that use Claude AI to develop programs and AI agents for companies. And I remember talking to this gentleman, and he said, there is nothing like this out there. No one is near what Marbleism is doing. I think that's amazing, and it keeps getting better literally every day. So here is an overview of your Marbleism team. Currently, they will be adding more. There's Eva. She's considered an executive assistant, but I actually want you to understand she's actually a chief of staff, and I'm going to tell you why. But there's a whole list of stuff. You all feel free to grab these slides, just save the screen. I don't have time to get the handouts together and get them out, so feel free to just grab a screen image of this if you'd like. So we've got Eva, your executive assistant, Sunny, the social media ghostwriter. Um, there's so much more Eva can do than what's on this list. Sunny handles your social media, not just creating the graphics and the captions and studying your social media that's out there, but he also develops custom graphics for you. Penny is your SEO blog writer. I say she's all things writing, but her specialty is that she can get your blogs, if you let her write your blogs, she creates graphics too and can get your website, your blog, helping your website rank higher on Google. So they are all uniquely and specifically trained to do their function. And they have about 120, the equivalent of about 120 PhDs each. And then there's Linda, your legal assistant. At first, I remember thinking, oh, I'm just going to use Sunny all the time. And that Linda, I'm not sure I'm going to use Linda for. You all, Linda writes letters. She does crazy research. If you are in a state and you want to know the state laws about how you need to proceed with XYZ, she will take it down to the very dot state, this dot 3678, whatever, general statute, whatever. She is a research machine. She writes your any contracts you have, job descriptions, standard operating procedures. It's crazy. Stan is off the chain. I'll do another training just on Stan, but he is a leads generator sales associate. He actually is programmed to identify your target market, and I mean niche it down, highly specific. And then you create a 3 to 5 to 12 or however many email sequences you want, and Stan sends them out for you. He does not bulk email. He sends them out for you one every 5 minutes between 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. And you can import your own lead. So if you need a follow-up system, which I talked about last week, a system that helps you locate more people to sell to, that's Stan. And then Rachel is your AI receptionist. I am onboarding her right now. My brother already has at his super funny comedy club out in Tacoma, Washington. She is freakishly good. So, anywho, that's the team we're talking about today, you all. Today we're focusing on Eva, the executive assistant. I need to put a line through that because she's actually your chief of staff. This is a picture I'm sorry it's lopsided, but I took it at the conference last month out in Washington State where they had it. Of all the places in the country, it was in Tacoma, Washington, where I was traveling home to. And one of the things that he talked about, and this is Ulrich, the founder of Marbleism, is that when he created it, he wanted to create something that was the next generation beyond AI agents that can handle tasks. He wanted to create employees that get better every day. And his whole reason for creating this was he believes in keeping a business lean, being as close to a one-man show as you can. He was outsourcing all of this work. For every AI agent you see that, or employee he created, he was spending thousands and thousands of dollars to outsource it. And he said, there's got to be a better way. And so what they're trained to do is they do the day's work and at night they dream. I thought that was really, really profound. They dream every night. They study you more. They go back through emails. They go back through stuff they created. They read your chats to see what you liked, what you didn't like. It updates the memory, and they literally are proactively better the next day. Woo, that's huge. Let's talk about money because I want y'all to relax because it's outrageous. how low Marbleism costs. I actually don't know how they're doing it. The only thing I can figure out is Ulrich was already wealthy before he created this, and it's more like he just wants to get it out in the world to free entrepreneurs. So the cost is, if you do a yearly plan, it's 24 a month, 33 a month if you do this, it's really monthly or just yearly, but they're breaking down the cost to you. And you get all six AI employees. And what the kicker is to me that you can have multiple workspaces. And I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. What it comes out to, y'all, is 288 a year for unlimited use with the exception of two areas. If you want Rachel to pick up a higher volume of calls, you can upgrade those levels. Or if you want Stan to do more than 300 leads generators and reach out to more than 300 people per month, then there are a couple extra tiers, and even those are so affordable. My brother is online. My brother's Nate Jackson, a comedian, and he has a club out in Tacoma, Washington. And he is onboarding Rachel to be able to answer their calls because we could not solve the dilemma of how many phone calls they were getting and how their staff kept having to stop. And it was costing us literal overtime because the phone was ringing so much and people were having to stop, passing the phone to the next person who's on phone duty. And we were like, we're going to hire a customer service person just to answer the phones and emails. And then Rachel came along, and no, for I believe it's $100 extra a month, my brother can get all 600 to 800 calls he gets a month answered by Rachel. And it can be very specific. So all of that, you all, 33 a month or 216 with our 25% off link. So please use that referral link. I'll pop it in the chat real quick. Oh, you know what? I have such a hard time reaching the chat. I'll do it when I go in the back end because I'm going to show you Marbleism. So relax, because it is, if it was 216 a month, if it was 2016 a year, it would still be worth it. Here's the kicker, and you're going to know what I mean in a minute. Unlimited workspaces. It also has a mobile app that you can talk to. So one of the women that's a colleague in Marbleism, her name is Buffy. She's down in Atlanta. She does regular implementation sessions as well. She does most of her interaction with Eva over her mobile phone verbally. So she talks about how she cooks dinner every night, and every night she grabs her Marbleism, goes through each of her Evas, and explains what she needs the next day. And that's it. She does it. So there's a mobile app for Android and iPhones, which is really neat. All right, y'all. So please, if you don't have it, grab that referral link, and I'll pop it in the as soon as we're off of this screen share with my slides, I'll pop it in the chat for y'all. But let's keep going because I want to actually jump in to Marbleism and dig into what it is. But before we do that, are there any questions, you all, about the dollar amount, the functioning of Marbleism? Any questions there? Go ahead, Raquel.
Yes, Erica. So real quick, I think I put it in the chat. How well do they integrate? Do they integrate with like Go High Level or whatever your CRM is, or do you have to use a third party integration like Zapier?
That's a great question. They right now they communicate within the workspaces, but they're not communicating externally. Like it's not connected to your high go level. What is connected is your email.
Mm, got
Yeah.
it.
So I still have my
And
separate
social media? And social media?
all your social media is connected. I'll show you that in just a sec.
Okay.
Yep. So social media is connected, your email's connected. And then they're coming out with the CFO that's going to connect financial systems for invoicing. But as of right now, that's not the case. The other thing that is connected, if you use the brain, which I'll show you in a second, you can connect your Google Drive or OneDrive if you use Microsoft. And so you don't have to download it and upload it into the brain so you're training them. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But even with that, Raquel, it's still ridiculously worth it, right? All right, did we get them? Sunny Designs my family reunion logo. Look at that, Shirley. I love it. Shirley put the family reunion logo in the chat, y'all, if you want to see that. Yeah, the graphic design is crazy. All right, Raquel, do you have another question?
Well, yeah, I'll wait to the end.
Okay. All right, y'all, let's dig in. Let me stop this share and then I'm going to go ahead and share my back end screen. Before I do that, I will drop the link in the I'll drop the link in the chat real quick. If you don't have Marblism, you want to grab it as soon as possible. I honestly, I'm not trying to I don't believe I have to sell this thing because it's so crazy. But what I will say is I can't believe how little they charge. And I don't know how much longer it's going to be at this rate because you get unlimited workspaces. So let me make sure my Marblism is open in the background, the right window. And I'm going to go ahead and share my actual Marblism so you guys can get a sneak peek. There is not a trial with it. So you actually have to, let me get the, oops. There's not a trial with it. So you actually, oops, good grief. There's not a trial with it. So you actually don't necessarily get a sneak peek. So I really want you guys to see what it looks like for real on the back end. All right. I'm just going to share my whole screen here so you guys can see everything. All right. So, couple things here. I'm going to try to grab a workspace. I'll talk about workspaces in just a minute. All right. So, this is what Marblism looks like in the background. Here's something that I think is just wonderfully outrageous and very generous. You can have multiple workspaces. They're unlimited for the same 218 for the year. And what I mean by that is, let's say you've got different brands or you work with different clients, you can open a workspace which is 6 AI agents for just that brand. So if you look at my brands, I've got several things up here. So I'm working on opening all 6 agents to work on private prophetic sessions, the Up Level and Rise sponsorships for our conferences, my speaking. My husband has it's his own AI. For this AI implementation session, I'm launching some Impossible Circle live streams for my courses. I'm the COO of my brother's enterprise and his 5 businesses. So I have a whole Marblism team with that. And the Alliance has their own, and the Convergence Center. So you all, this is literally, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 workspaces. That's crazy. And each have 6 AI members. So imagine if you've got all your stands working and he is here to generate leads for you. His main platform he uses is LinkedIn. And then you have a sequence going out to all of these people one on one every single day. And the reason why you need multiple workspaces if you have different brands is because Stan can only focus on one target market at a time. So a different target market's going to come to our Alliance conference as a sponsor, then they're going to join at the member level. So because I want to execute Stan and get those 300 one-on-one lead contacts a month, I want to have multiple workspaces. You can have workspaces going for all of your different brands. I cannot stress enough. When you get in, think through the workspaces you're going to need. And you don't have to open emails for all of them. They're not email specific. You can have multiple emails across workspaces and just turn Eva off and tell her I don't need you to manage the inbox here because you may have a master one. So in other words, my main business, the Convergence Center, manages all my emails. And again, Eva is writing my drafts for me in my actual Outlook, or she can do Google or any iPop email you connect to it. She's organizing it, all kinds of stuff. But I'm gonna stick with today. We're gonna talk about Eva as your chief of staff. So I want to show you something that I did, and I'll be moving back and forth among workspaces today. And if you guys are like, oh man, I wish I was on that sales leads training, remember those are 100, the whole hour is up on the YouTube link. I sent those out, but I'll get it out again by the end of today. You know what? Let me go ahead and put that playlist just so you don't have to wait if you want to take some time to look at these other ones. It's a It's a long one, but I'm going to put that in the chat right now. This is these are the recordings from the past 3 weeks that we've done. So I did one on lead generation, automating your follow up, and some different things. All right, y'all. This is my notepad. If anybody knows me, I am very serious, very serious about my notes. Okay, so I want to start with something here. And what you do in every single AI agent, there is a chat, there is a workspace. I'll walk you through this. There is a chat, which is where you access all six of your team members. And remember, you don't have to onboard all of them. That's perfectly fine. If you're like, I don't want the receptionist, I don't need the blog writer. You don't have to onboard them. Um, Here's Sunny. I'll just give you guys a quick look. Well, he handles all my social media, and you actually connect it to your actual um, social media, and then you can schedule things out, which is amazing. Yeah, I've got just all kinds of drafts sitting here. He'll do it in your hex colors, whatever you need. But each agent has guidelines, and the guidelines are where you put all of the things that are unique just to that agent. Excuse me, employee. Each workspace has a brain. This is where the magic starts to happen, y'all. And in the brain, you're putting in memories, things you need them to remember. Just like if you have a human assistant, you're like, I need you to remember that these are our office hours. These are the things I need you to do without fail every week without me asking. All those things go in the memory. For social media and other purposes, there are all kinds of images you can upload, and it can use your own images in social media. You do not have to have AI generated stuff all the time. Any web pages that you want to upload so it knows about your business, any web pages you like, any documents you need to upload, it does those things for you. What makes this so important, this brain or knowledge base, is that unlike like a chat GPT or a Claude, this does not go out into the web to improve its knowledge base. It there's a few things Ulrich has it set to go get information on, but it does not share your information out there. The knowledge base is private amongst your workspace. That was critical for me because I have a lot of intellectual property, and I needed to make sure it wasn't going to be out there all over the web for people to grab bits and pieces to help some massive AI brain get started, um, or get smarter. This is studying you and your patterns, your words, your rhythm. So the more you load up in your brain, let's say you've got YouTube videos you've done, put the links in here there, look at that and get to know who you are. If you have images of your organization, let me show you the alliance images. I wanted to be able to use real alliance images. So I put all the images of me so it can create that, but I wanted to be able to use real alliance meeting images. All these are grabbed from my website, y'all. Let's see. But these are all members. Sorry. So it's starting to probably back here. Yeah, here we go. We're starting to see real images from the alliance that it's using in social media. So that's really key. So everything's not AI generated, which is really cool. All right, let's jump into Miss Eva. What else? This is team members. If you have additional team members, you can, I have my brother's team all in separate workspaces for the same annual cost, but there's a couple of team members that he needed to have private workspaces, meaning it's you can't go in because I can go into any of the workspaces and see. And so the team member, I think it's $29 a month additional. So that's another upcharge if you've got multiple team members that need their own private workspace. Yeah, Raquel, go right ahead before I jump in.
So just so that I'm clear, you can have unlimited workspaces, and each workspace has its own knowledge base.
You got it.
And because I saw something where you shared one image across San, Eva, Penny, everybody. And So is there buttons in here where you can say, okay, these are the images. So instead of uploading it in each separate employee, you could just click it and add Sunny. You could click it and add Eva to it.
I think you're asking, can I add, like if I have images that I want all my
You said,
workspaces
like,
to
I don't know
use,
which one that was. I was looking at one of
probably
your
the Alliance one.
posts. It was the post, and I saw several agents or several employees on one post.
Oh, I know what you were in. We were in the brain.
Yeah, in the
So
brain.
yeah, so you can when you load up a memory, you can
Uh-huh.
tell it like I'm like, this is what I need you to do every week, and I don't want to ask. You can tell it which agents need it.
Ah,
But it's
so you
only
can
within
share
that work,
knowledge
it's
in
only
that
within that
workspace.
workspace.
Okay. And so let me make sure I'm clear. Each employee lives inside the workspace,
Yes.
has a dedicated memory knowledge base. They don't cross over to different workspaces. They work within the workspace. And that's great because I understand. Got it.
Yep. Yep. But I may
Um,
have a different brand that I don't want those images over here, right? So I
right.
so I do have to, if I want them to utilize my images in the social media, I do load those up in each of the workspaces.
Now the crazy part is this is nuts. Nutty Buddy donut shops is super nuts because Claude Manus, I've been building agents now for 2, 3 months, and I get them confused. I'm confused. We always bumping heads because I can't see, who is doing what where. And if I'm not mistaken, I saw here where okay, so your social media post, they create it and then you approve it and it just posts.
Yes, ma'am.
Publish. My God.
Publish. Yep. So then I can go here. I can schedule them out. I can put 7 a day if I want. You
Mm,
can't overwork them, Raquel. You know what I mean? They're not
okay.
gonna be like, I'm sorry, I'm tired, I'm not having a good day. You tell them if you need 50 posts a day, whatever you need. I read yesterday, or last week, someone was saying they're saying now you need 7 posts a day on each social media platform. You can tell it to do that automatically. Just a hint, what I
Ah.
did is I uploaded our annual schedule. So it
Mhm.
knows the training ones, every month's training, and it can develop that. The blog writer, Penny can do the social media posts. And this is our
Mm.
communication. We're in the chat. And then every week, every day, she gives me new ideas, which is crazy. But here's just blog posts. And if I don't like the pictures, I just have them redo it, whatever it was. Like I was telling Sunny today in one of mine, I don't like those blog posts. Give me other images. The other thing, Raquel, that's crazy, right? You can go into Sunny and let's say I don't know. Let me say I love this one. I can save this image. I just right click save image as, and they're saved as WEPB images, but I convert them and I use them all over the place. It's crazy. In my presentations, I use them all over the place. All right, y'all. Let me jump into Eva because it's crazy, and you're getting it, Raquel, because you work with AI all the time. Imagine you don't have to build this, and just something to let you all know. I spoke with the team this week, and if you are a referral partner, they actually pay you 40%, Raquel, of everybody. And then they're adding, starting this week, for people in their top 50 referrals, they're adding, if whoever your people bring on, like they're doing a level 2, which is crazy. So I'm going to share it regardless because this thing is
Yeah.
it's changed my life.
Well,
But
just real quick, I tried to first. I was moving too fast ahead of you. I was signing up, and then I saw your referral link. I know she got a referral link. So then I had signed up with another email, another website, and it's not giving us the discount applied.
just
So yours was like,
pop in the chat the email you use because they can do it in the back end.
okay, perfect.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
I want to jump into Eva because this is crazy. So I want to tell you all the things Eva can do, not just as your executive assistant, but as your chief of staff. So I tried something today. I was like, the first thing I want you to do is to tell Eva what your goal is to produce across all of your companies, all your brands for the rest of the year. So this is what I said to Eva. Eva, my goal at the beginning of the year was to make 1 million in revenue. It is already the end of May and I am nowhere near that goal. Please come up with a plan of how my speaking, courses, Impossible Circle cohorts, content creation, merchandise, and the Alliance and its new affiliate program can get me to that goal in the next 6 months. So Eva tells me what I need to make a month to be able to do that and gives me the breakdown. So the first thing we don't even realize is that they got some genius, y'all. And she can help you reach your goals. And a lot of times we're using her one off for this, but give her the big picture of what you want that brand to do or what you want things to do across brands. And she's going to help you get there. And so I'm going to continue this conversation. And usually, we're looking at Eva to check the emails, to do the email drafts, but use her as your partner to really be building your vision. I have a couple. Do I have a referral code? I'll put this in here again. It sounds like Raquel, you may have solved this. I'm just jumping into the chat real quick, y'all. Sorry, I use notepads for everything because I don't like to think twice about menial things. So you guys are seeing my back end notepad there. All right. So, all right, and then can Stan filter out spam from leads in the inbox? Stan works with with Eva to do that. So I have Eva in a memory. Hey, Eva, every day at 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., I want you to go through my email, see any undeliverable emails, and let Stan know to take those off the list. And so they do that. And I like, and take those out of my email inbox. She can't delete emails for you, but she can categorize them. So she puts them in my archived as actioned. So they're not even in my inbox anymore. Um, let me let me show you what this looks like just real quick. I get crazy numbers of emails, but I have a lot of folders. Some of these, and what I do is I just put my to respond in there. All of these categories are Eva updating me and prioritizing, and then she gives me the things I need to respond to. So I'm not stuck in my email. I can respond and she already drafts things for me. She did this. So it's crazy. She will do scheduling and all that stuff for you as well. All right, y'all, let me jump back over to yeah. So Eva's pretty amazing. You can hook up as many emails as you want, or if you have one main one. Stan does need an email. If you're going to work with Stan, he does use that main email. So whatever workspaces have Stan, you do need to connect your email to Eva, but in the settings, which every AI agent has, you just tell her, nope, I don't want you to draft emails, label emails, archive, or manage the calendar. Or I'll be like, Eva, I'm just using this. So Stan is doing this. I don't want you to do anything with that. You can put your Google, your Outlook, your IMAP, whatever it is. Tell if you want her to categorize. She actually will schedule things for you. So if you want her to actually schedule, you can turn that on, and then whatever your email signature is, she'll use that. All right, so that's a given. Email is a new amazing thing. It gives you a count every month of how many hours it helps save you. So the first thing I want you to do is put your goals. And you could do it over your whole brand or each brand and let Eva know what is the process? What do we need to do? How many sales do we need to make? Where are my price points to be able to hit these? So there's a lot of things Eva does, y'all. I want to jump into, no, I'll stay in the Convergence Center. So that's huge. So inbox governance, she handles strategic sorting, automated workflows. So she can set up email tasks. They don't come off of Marbleism, but you'll see here there's a task. She will absolutely pick up what weekly tasks we need her to do and who she's keeping in track of. And I can say Eva, because Eva can manage the whole team, y'all. That's really important. I can say, Eva, make sure that I get 7 social media posts a day, 5 blog posts a week. Stan is reaching out to so and so. Linda wrote this for me. They could do ebook stuff. There's all kinds of stuff they can do for you. And just let her know what you need, and she will manage that. And remember that she's doing this weekly email cleanup. She does this every day for me at 10 and 3. And all you have to do is say, hey, Eva, put this in your brain so you can remember this. I don't want to have to ask you every day. She'll be like, no problem. I got it. Yeah, I was in here yesterday. I thought I was talking to Penny, but I was talking to Eva, and Eva's like, and by the way, it's Eva here. And I said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I called you the wrong thing. She's like, no problem. So anyway, she works across the entire thing. That's why she's not just executive assistant. She is your chief of staff. She manages people. She keeps them on point. All kinds of incredible things. She does ghostwriting and communication. If you want her to draft emails, if I tell her, hey, just yesterday I was like, draft an email, she'll go ahead and she'll be, it's in your inbox. It's in your drafts folder. So she'll draft it and pop it in your drafts folder. She does not send emails. There are guidelines. There's barriers. I'm seeing bowling lane. Like when you put the kid blocks up, there are blocks to keep them in their lane. So they're not just randomly publishing stuff and answering emails. They don't go rogue on you. So they will draft them, but you get to read them and train them right there in your email. Train Eva so she gets your voice down. It's crazy how much like you they start sounding because that is literally their job. So all communication she can draft replies in your email drafts for you. She can do letters. She can do really, really great research, y'all. I'm going to have her research some more stuff for me. She'll work with Linda to do research. If it is target market specific, she'll grab Stan in there to make sure the keywords are accurate. So that's really incredible. Data analysis. She can analyze complex attachments and documents to extract key insights, summaries, or action items. Last night, I shut my computer down after watching the playoff game for the NBA. And I was like, oh man, I forgot to send an investor update for my brother's organization. Open it back up. I'm like, hey, draft this email. I go over to the email, which is a separate one for that company. She's got it drafted and has every single investor. And I checked the investor list and she had it down pat because she knows, oh, here's the investors. They all get copies of that email. Raquel, let me get through this and I'll grab your next question. So she can manage the company brain. She has access to this internal knowledge, and she's always moving back and forth in this brain. Is there anything that we're missing? Anything we got to do? So she's doing that. Um, she searches. Oh, you guys will see if I showed the group view of Zoom, you'll see several Evas on the call because she's on my Zoom. She's going to summarize for me, and I'm going to get a summary of every single Zoom meeting. She can automatically do that. You could tell her not to do it, but it's really nice because I can use that to send summaries and different things. So she does meeting intelligence, and what makes that so important? Even if you're not sending it back out, she's studying what's happening. Like, okay, here's the takeaways. Here's the things you said you would do. Make sure we grab those. Do you want me to send you this reminder? You mentioned this in the meeting. Do you want me to tell John and Linda or Sally Sue to follow up on that? I can draft an email to them. Whatever it is, the whole thing about these AI employees that take them beyond agents is they are programmed to be proactive, which is really cool. Agent orchestration, again, she acts as a central hub, collaborating with specialists like Stan, social media. So let me see. I think the best example of that may be my alliance here. So if I'm in my even the alliance, I'm always putting her across. Um, oh, she's writing homepage, landing page copy for me. She gave me three options. I didn't even ask for three options. I was working on up level and rise conference. She gave me that for the alliance. Oh, this is what our conversation was. I called her Linda, and she's like, "Hey, just so you know, it's Eva." But no problem. I apologized. So I talk to mine. I cheer them on. I pump them up. So anyway, they have a sense of humor too. It's kind of funny. They'll pray with you, all kinds of stuff, y'all. It's wild. Um, so here's what I want you to see. So I told her I need different blog posts written. And if you can I'll show you just the sample. So I need LinkedIn articles. So she has already written the blog and they are thorough, you all. Sometimes too thorough that I'm like, wait, I can't give that away for free. I save all these images, and all of these are made in Marbleism. It's crazy. Um, that one wasn't, but you can have Eva do any graphic design for you. She's grabbing these from my brain. And so some of these aren't accurate, but I can always click on it. I can delete an image. I can add another image. That's really easy at any time. And you can do the same thing with social media. You can change your images out. So I mean, they're really thorough. They're really thorough blog entries. I think they do what would be the equivalent to probably 2 or 3 blog posts in each one. But my point was, I asked Linda to make sure that was created. And so she was able to create that. I gave her for the landing page, here's the page I need you to study and make it better. Um, I find myself in Claude and OpenAI very little now. There's certain things with like longer proposals and different things Claude can do. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so yeah, and for me, I focus on a lot of women of color. And one of the secrets that I have, y'all, I save every image, and the only glitch I can find in the system is you can tell it to put your logo in the bottom right, and for whatever reason, sometimes Penny gets it off, but I save them all. I go into Adobe Express, I just erase it and put the right one in because it still saves me so much money and time because the graphics are genius. Or I can say, hey, I don't like this image, it's too religious looking, can you remove the religious stuff? So you can certainly do that. Yeah, I would just tell it to remove these graphics. I'm just seeing this for the first time. But my point is, I had Linda work on that. Let me go back up, y'all. Sorry. So I had Linda work on that. And then, let's get my Facebook posts ready. And she's delivering them all. This is actually an AI image based on this real photo. It's pretty doggone good. It's crazy, y'all. This is an actual photo of me I put in there. Whatever it is, they're grabbing it. That's Kalila, our keynote for the conference. Grab this. She grabbed this off of a video cover. That's nuts, right? I just think that's outrageous. All right. So they're handling all of this stuff. I actually already did a training on social media. But she can do all of this for you. I want to show you something she did for me. She can do slide presentations. That's really huge. So if you have a presentation coming up, let Eva know, and she will generate not just the words, but I'll tell her, take this same color scheme or use my hex colors and create slides, like the graphics of slides. And I can download that. And what she'll tend to do, let me show you what that looks like. I'm going back up, y'all. She will give me an additional link that will take me, let me see if I can find it.
It was
Sorry.
really nice, Erica, that one with when you had the teal AI things around you. That was
Yeah, their AI is good. And my daughter's a photographer. I take everything by her. I'm like, girl, tell me this don't look like this is not AI. It's just it's really good. All right, so I'm trying to find. Let me go to a different workspace, y'all. Um,
mm,
I'm trying to show you what she can do if I need her to do a presentation. Let me go back up. I'm jumping, and this is how quickly you can jump between workspaces. Like that's
that's
an
nice.
AI picture. Um,
Wow.
I think it looks like an AI picture, but it did generate it for me. So I wouldn't use that one, but there's some that they're so good you can't tell they're AI. Um,
Mhm.
okay, I'm trying to show you here. Let's just do this. Let me just go into Eva, and I want to say, Eva, I am working on a new PowerPoint point presentation and need you to design, uh, let's say 3 slides that capture a busy professional woman relaxing. Also, please create 3 slide templates with my graphic color, with my brand colors, that I can use for the rest of the presentation. All right. So that's what I need her to do. And they have Eva doing funny things. And you're about to see how long this takes while I continue to tell you all the things Eva can do. Task and project.
Question, Erica.
Yes,
Have you used it to do your speaker one sheet? Will
I
it work?
have. I have. She had a hard time popping my picture in, and I
Mhm.
can show you that. And you
Okay.
all, the other thing that is really important in the Alliance, we teach that every week on a Monday, you should be meeting with your team. We call it your L10 meeting. So imagine every Monday, or it could be a Sunday night, you are downloading to each Eva what needs to happen. And so I just would go through all of my Evas in all the workspaces and tell her what needs to happen this week across that workspace. I'm launching this. I need to do that. Across the workspace and just go down each workspace and tell her, excuse me. And then you don't have to wait while she's working on this workspace. You can have all workspaces operating simultaneously. That's crazy to me. Um, yeah. All right. So let me go to my,
Well,
let me
that was a question I had, Erica, on that. You said something about you told Eva to do something when you forgot and she went and did it. So Eva, as the chief of staff, she can cross tabulate all workspaces. So if you said, hey, I need to send Nate Jackson's investor an email, is there a main stage that she operates in where you just get her and she goes into the respective workspaces?
No, there's not like a master Eva. Um,
Ah,
you have to communicate per workspace. She
okay,
runs the staff in her workspace. So
got
that's
it.
why if I'm doing my Elton meetings, I'm going down each one like, hey, this is what's happening. This is what we need this week. This is what's happening here. This is what we need this week. This is a great example, Raquel. You'll see this when you're onboarding. It's so simple because this is what it'll look like. Shirley, I want to show you the one sheeter I had her work on. Where did I put it? I think that's in the Convergence Center. Um, let's just ask
Is
her.
there a
Eva,
search? Oh, you just
please
chatted.
find the one. Yeah, she can search. She can search through emails, all kinds of stuff. She can get your undeliverable emails out of your email inbox, whatever you need. Can you please? And she can't go into my CRM, but she can put things in a spreadsheet that I can copy and paste into Excel. So there's some workaround. You worked on the other day, so I don't have have to look back in the chat.
So each chat is not with its own little search engine to search a conversation. You just ask it to recall it.
Right, right. There's not like a search. You can search inside the brain, but not here. So
Um,
I just Shirley asked if I asked her to do my one sheeter. Um,
mm,
so I
and
just
she,
want her to go back because I use these pretty incessantly. Otherwise, I'll be going back for a while. Just can you please find the one sheeter you worked on the other day so I don't have to go back in the chat? You just talk to them like real people. If you've been on AI at all, you know how to talk to them. While she's doing that, I want to show you guys. Here's 3 images of professional women relaxing. Oh, here we go. Um, oh, she talked about headshots. This is the content for it. Um, and so she gave me the content. I need you to find the actual graphics you created. Okay, oops for me. All right, so in the meantime, y'all, I'm going back up here. Here's 3 images. I just told her to send me an image of a woman relaxing. I'm going to open it in a new tab so you guys can see it. I have no idea what this looks like. Let me get to this tab up here. Here it is. So she did that. That's what I told her to do. I've already told her I focus on a lot of women of color. I like them with different hair. I've already told her all that. This is the image she created. Just me not having to search. Raquel, you know how serious I am about my images. I do not have to search. These are all created. They are royalty free. I don't have to worry about that. But she creates that, and I can just right click on it, save image, and I can pop it anywhere I want. I've noticed Canva doesn't always just accept the WEPB. So I use Adobe Express And if I need to upload it into a ping or a JPEG or whatever I need, I can do that. So let me jump back to my Marbleism. Okay, hold on. Let me go back here. And then I said, here are 3 slide templates. Let's see what she created for me. Open link in new tab. And of course I can say, hey, so here's a slide she created for me. And I can say, great, make it fill in the blank and I'll download it for PowerPoint. So I just think that's outrageous, y'all. Oh my God. And I have created cartoon characters. It just makes me look really good when I'm doing client stuff. So like if I'm working with the management team, I'll create a cartoon slide of them. I can show you some of the graphics she's created, but it's just outrageous. All right, so
Yeah,
let me
where? Oh, okay. Well,
go
I was
ahead
gonna
and
say,
tell.
if you got the cartoon ones that you did, that would be cool.
Yeah, you
My
want to see that? I can show you.
yeah.
Hold on.
And
Let
then
me
while you looking for that, it's just interesting to see Claude, because I went from ChatGPT, consistently, and then Claude captured it, and then Manus does on my presentations. So it looks like the more you are in here, you're using Chat, Claude, Manus, which saves money because you don't have to pay those $20 a month anymore.
Yeah. I forgot to disconnect my Chat GPT. It's $17 a month and they just charged me the other day. I was like, I haven't been in Chat GPT in ages, like two
No
months at
way.
least. Let me show you what I do, you all. This is just my back end secrets. I keep all of the Marbleism images it created for me so I can use it in other places. I
Mhm.
keep all of them. And now I've started organizing them in different ways. So let's say I want to find the ones that it's created just for the AI team implementation. Here they all are. I can use those across social media. Of course, Sunny already has them. I can do whatever I want with these. So I just love that I can do that. If I find a template, I'll go in, erase what it says so I can use it again or pop another picture in. There's all kinds of stuff. But I want to show Shirley the speaking dim. I want to show you the let's see, Erica. You guys are seeing my back end. I'm no joke about being organized in my files here. Speaking packet. Let me show you how it looks. Let's see if I can find it, Shirley. I want to find the one that it created for me. Um, oh, you know where it is? I'm sorry. You guys are about to see my whole back end. This is my life, but I or keep my stuff organized. Speaking packet. Here we go. Sample. So, Shirley, this is the sample it created for me. Oh, I didn't like that one. Claude created that. I did not like that one. I was like, that looks all chunky bunky. I don't like it. But that's the one Claude did. Let me show you the one that Eva did for me. This should be it. Oh, I hope it's hold on. That's the Claude one. Let me find it. It's in my pictures then. Um, hold on. Let's see. Can I find my speaking packet? Okay, hold on. I think we're close, Shirley. I think we're close. Oh, it was beautiful. So good that I'm like, I'm using this. Uh, I'm using this as my model. I have all my old ones. She doesn't see if I can find the one it just did. Oh man, can I find it? I'll get your hand in just a second, Raquel. Shirley, I'll email it to you because it was really brilliant, and I
Okay.
should ask you that before I put all the work in. But she did do an
Okay.
amazing one-sheeter. I just need to play with a little bit. I couldn't
Mhm.
get her to redo the same one. I
Yeah.
haven't found graphics in any AI that like you can take the same exact picture and just change one line.
Hmm.
It comes really close if I give her the link of whatever she created for me.
Hmm.
But surely I'll send it to you. Really, really, she did really, really good.
Okay,
Um,
great.
all
Thank
right,
you.
Raquel, questions. So anyway,
Question.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you found that while this is great for you, and your business is, have you thought about maybe running, can you monetize it and outsource it where you're doing this for somebody else?
Oh, absolutely. So we've got if I worked with like for example, the closest my stuff comes is that all my brother's stuff, it's own workspace for his across his companies. But there's also
Ah,
Ayana's not on today, but she is a executive assistant, a virtual assistant. She has a workspace for every client.
nice. That's what I was talking about, that part.
Yeah, she has a workspace for every client. and it has their brand, their information. So she looks like a total trooper. The other thing I do, all of the companies I work across, I make sure they have Marbleism. It's so serious. We have a woman at my brother's club that just kept doing overtime and time and a half is crazy. My brother gets mad every payroll. What is going on? So I showed her Marbleism, and she told me the other day, she's like, this is saving me about 10 hours a week. So it's actually saving overtime hours. So there's a ton of things you can do with it. Absolutely. Um, but yeah, you can have it, you can train it to just work with your clients. I've done that quite a bit. And then
And
I
one
have
last
all my
question.
brother's companies set up, and each one has a different workspace. And yeah, yep.
So one last question. Now that you have six other employee agents, what have you been able to now tell your human staff that you want them to focus on? Because AI is getting higher and higher and higher in the skills that they can do, we still need human loops at some point. So I still have like two full-time um Philippine workers in the Philippines, and I don't want to necessarily let them go, but it is very hard to compete with AI. So how are you, if do you still have your human staff, and what other higher level tasks are you having them do?
Yeah, I do still have my outsourced. So the main person I have is video.
That part, yeah.
That's one thing that they cannot create. They cannot edit video yet.
Edit
But what
videos,
I
yeah.
did find out is if you have video up to 25 megabytes, you can add it to a social media post and post it through Sunny. I was like, ah! So if it's already done. So I use my person, she does my videos.
Okay.
Um
That
so
makes sense.
that's still one. The other thing, because all my posts, the social media strategy, Sunny handles that now. So you
Right,
want to find out what is their genius. If you're working with a team member, what's their genius? Because now they don't have to do menial tasks, right?
right,
So they don't have to sit and write the emails and do all that. So now what are you going to have them focus on? You get a bigger bang for your buck. They're actually
right,
thinking strategically. They're helping you create revenue. That's where you want your team, not just handling menial admin tasks, because now
right,
Marbleism can handle that for you. And
right,
you could put each of your assistants in a workspace that you can still see what they're doing, but train them how to use it,
mhm.
or give them a separate one or whatever you want to do if you don't want them to see all your other stuff. Um, and then train them like, here's what I want you to do. Now I want you to generate revenue for this. That's what I would put them on. I don't want you on just menial tasks that are costing me money. I want you to figure out now, use Marbleism for that stuff. And now let's figure out how to generate some money. And I'd put them on more revenue generating type stuff.
So with the unlimited workspaces, can you add team members to the with this same unlimited workspaces?
Um, when you add a team member to their own workspace, it's just their workspace they have access to.
So if I added two of my doers to my whole entire Marvelism stack, they should be able to work within that all my workspaces across
Yeah,
with the for the same price.
if you want them to see across your workspaces, just open up a free workspace for them. And then they can do just what I was doing. They can move around. If you
Uh,
want them just in one set of AI AI
uh,
employees, then you would pay the $26 a month to get them
Again.
a private workspace.
Ah,
And
oh,
you're
I
still managing it because it's underneath your team. So it just depends on how much you want them to see.
got it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So good questions. Any other questions? Yeah, I know we're a couple minutes over, but this thing is no joke. What I do want to say, let me open my slide presentation back up. I have two more slides to finish, and then we will conclude. I get really excited. Sorry, I went a little bit over. It's a big deal. What we got is crazy. Let me just jump back into the slideshow and get to my last little slides here. So we have every Thursday I'm doing these. I'm so crazy about this, y'all. I'm doing completely free implementation sessions. My time is no joke. So I figured getting this out to as many people, particularly solo operators of color, so we cannot be behind this edge, but we could be on the forward moving edge of this. And so what happens, I have this set up in my back end. So if you get this, grab this link, I'll pop it in again. And you are welcome to come back as many Thursdays as you want. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going back again next week. It is here for you. Ask questions. I do have themes every week, but we'll go over anything you want to go over. Here's the link for that. The only thing, if you're coming back week to week, you do need to sign up again because it's a different Zoom link my system generates every time. So May 28th, next week, we're going to talk about mastering graphic design with your AI team. I'm going to jump into that a little bit. And then the previous sessions, if you missed them, we did creating a 24/7 sales machine, automating your lead follow-up system. Those are going to be on the YouTube playlist that I put in the chat a little bit earlier. I can pop it in there again. If you are interested in community, because one thing about AI is it can leave you sitting in your laboratory of your office. If you want community, accountability, a sisterhood who is not having you feel isolated, being somebody who's going for the million and multi-million dollar business, I want you to take a look at the Alliance. We have monthly chapter meetings. We are implementing and integrating Marblism across our businesses and have all kinds of incredible user situations that I didn't even have time to get into. And then, so yes, so just want to give you guys an invitation to join an Alliance chapter meeting. You can visit alliancechaptermeetings.com and learn more about the Alliance. And I'm stopping the share there. Go ahead, Raquel. Another question.
Yeah, so I heard what has your experience been with Stan, the lead guy? Is he finding leads, and with the leads that he finds, what is the manual labor involved in closing those leads? Or is he just reaching out?
He reaches out, and it all depends on the email sequence you set up, right? Because you set up that email sequence, and
Okay.
he's generating leads for you. Now he's sending out emails. You can generate, and it has a wait in between. So wait 2 days, wait a month, however you want to do it. You can also upload your own leads if you need them to do follow up. Um, and so the stands I've onboarded, they are actually getting business. How they're doing it is because the person will respond in the email, right? Because he's sending an email out. I know they're now interested. They're pre-qualified. They're interested. And now it's a human conversation in email. So then I put them through whatever my sales process is. He can schedule sales calls for you, whatever you need. And then at the point that they respond in email, he knows to stop sending the automated email sequence to them. But then it's up to you to now you've taken it off his platform and and you're closing him. So
Mhm.
think of it like a leads generator.
Mhm. So he'll
Yeah.
put them into the automation and the workflow, and they'll just start doing all that. Do they have automation workflow in Marvelism?
Eva can create one for you, but it's not like you can set up in a for an AI
Nice.
agent that you're generating off of Claude. You just got to tell her what the workflow is, or she can create it for you. Um, Nonprofits do this for a lot of grant searching, grant writing for them. And I was on a call with another woman who teaches how to use Marblism to close grants and to identify grants and submit for you. And she actually produced a graphic that had a workflow in it and told Eva exactly what the workflow is. I don't do it that way, but she did. And she's like, here's the process I want you to follow every single time. And Eva will manage it for you.
Nice.
So
Well,
that would
get
happen
somebody for
through
this.
Eva. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, Raquel.
Well,
Any
I
other
didn't know
questions?
about Marvelism until today. So when I saw you on the agents, that was like, of course, Erica would be on agents. She's the trailblazer.
Girl,
So I
and
was
you
like,
know
let me
I
see
don't
what she's
play. Like
doing.
I'm not gonna bring you guys
You do
any
not
mess. Like this
play,
is
not one
crazy.
game.
This thing has changed my world.
If
Um,
it's changed your world, it's serious.
it's so serious. Like I'm getting more
It's
sleep
very
now.
serious.
I'm getting more sleep. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have time to actually work on more exercise and taking bubble baths. Like that's what I wanted. So
Wow.
anyway, y'all, and I still feel like I have not optimized them because I'm still
Mm.
working on my one sheeter for Stan to send out to my speaking leads and all of that. So I'm working on optimizing. My goal is by the end of May to have all of my stands fully optimized. So imagine 300 leads in every single one of your brands every single month. and he's sorting those leads and he's saying, okay, that's off the list. Let me go get new leads. And he's generating them every single day. And he'll tell you, like, I have exhausted how many restaurants are, because you can get industry specific, department specific. And he'll say, you need to expand that so I can still generate, I can go find you some more people. And Raquel, I didn't even tell you that he also connects with LinkedIn and can send your LinkedIn connections out for you. It's outrageous. So yeah, go back to the leads generating one. So yes,
No, wait. Before we
yeah,
go, wait, real
yeah.
talk. How long, when you found out about it, how long did it take you to really learn it, do the knowledge base, and upload it and get it functional? Or how much time should we set aside to really get this bad boy moving?
That's good. I don't have a good, when I started is not the answer, because okay, so just in the last 2 months they added the brain.
Oh
So
Lord.
prior to that, I used to have to talk to every agent. Like Eva couldn't manage that as a chief of staff. So
Wow.
now that that has been present, it is a complete game changer. And
Okay.
so I tell people take about an hour per agent to really dig in with Stan, get the settings right. Um, it doesn't, if you're not onboarding Linda or Rachel, you don't have to do that. But if you're using Rachel to answer your phone, she needs to know frequently asked questions. You're loading up those guidelines in the brain for each one. So
Mhm.
I would say for me, um, if I try to give each workspace 6 to 8 hours to get it completely. I'm going through videos, all the back end. That does not include the thing that is sticking me is for my speaking engagements, that's the one I haven't onboarded. I'm working on the one sheeter and my speaking sizzle reel. And so I haven't onboarded Stan. That's going to take longer just because there's a little bit more back end work. But generally, if you are spending, I think your Stan, uh, take about an hour per, I don't know, maybe three
Maybe
hours
two
per
hours
workspace for
per
them.
one to, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I think
but
that's a good, yeah, that's a good start.
I think Sunny and Stan take a little bit more time because you're training them on the types of graphics you like, the types of images. You're uploading images. That just takes a little bit more time.
Mhm. Got it. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
So I
Yeah.
have two quick questions.
Yes.
For designing the one sheet, you load that through Eva?
Yep.
Eva does that. What was the other question I had? Oh, so for Stan is a leads generator, right?
Yes.
So, like for each speaker, they have a particular audience, and also just for sake of finding their spaces, your platforms, I asked them to give me the stages they want to speak on, or companies or things like that. So, can I load that in, and then
Absolutely. You
and
can
then
just
they'll
do
find similar?
Yeah, you can load that in the brain if you already have the contact information. Say, hey,
Mm-hmm.
these are the types of companies I want you to find. Or
Mm-hmm.
you can just load them in the leads. Let's say you already have your lead, but you don't have a good email sequence to that person on
Mm-hmm.
behalf of that speaker. You can just load them into Stan and
Mm-hmm.
set up whatever you want to be sending for that speaker.
Okay. And for each of the employees, I load the content into the brain, or do I load it into the brain in their workstation, their workspace?
So the guidelines are unique to that employee. That like
Okay.
if there's specific things you want only Sunny to know.
Mm-hmm.
If you need any multiple employees in your workspace to know, you put it in the brain.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep. And if they're not getting it in the guideline, you can say, "Hey, I put it in the guideline, Eva. I want you to put that in the brain because I need you to remember that without fail
Mm-hmm.
across the team."
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
Hey,
Yep.
quick, great morning. Well, on
Hey,
the East.
Stevie, good to see you, Stevie. Wonderful. Woo! I saw your name. I looked up this morning on who's coming on. I was like, woo, yes.
So good to
So
see you. Thank
glad you're able to make it. Go right ahead.
you for this goodness, as is your custom. You are a tech person. I'm something. So, how robust is the training in the system? Like you got it, but can I?
In a non-techie person. Yeah,
Yes.
it's all you have to do is have conversation and tell them what you need.
Okay. And then,
You don't have to understand the tech part. The only part I kind of talked about is saving a image and erasing it over here on this graphic, but otherwise you got it. My sister is the most non-techie person on the planet. She's like, "Can I do this?" I said, "Yes." Show up to the implementation. They Marbleism also has a robust video training area, and they do weekly implementation sessions as well.
perfect. Second question, can you change any names? Because 12 Evas, really? Uh, can you, in your back office, are you able to change any of their names?
Not at this point, but what they talked about at the conference is there will be able to change their names in the next couple of months.
Okay, and I put it in the comments. Somebody, I don't know where I heard it, but somebody said AI, you can tell AI generated by the long dashes, even looking in your conversations. So when you publish something, it's good to pull the long dashes out because that's kind of a sign for people to quick glance that it's AI generated, if that's helpful. So
The long dashes and the emojis, that's the other thing, right? And Sunny will create some emojis. So I do still take emojis out.
yeah.
Yeah. Let
Thank
me see. Yeah, that's great. So Stevie, yeah, you can do it. All you do is chat with them and they'll figure it out. All
Perfect.
right. Let's see. Da, da, da. Okay, I'll check. I'll follow up Raquel on that email. Any other questions, y'all? All right. Oh yeah, I got you, Stevie. Yes, the dashes. And that was one thing that Eva always used to put in my emails at the like dash warmly Erica. I was like, stop putting dashes in and I need you to so I put that in the brain and I haven't had a problem since. So, yeah, anything you need them to do repetitively, you just put them in that memory or in the brain. So I love it. If you guys have other issues, I'm telling you, show up. I am not mad at all. If you guys like, look, I'm coming every week. I'm going to do these, I believe, at least until the end of the year. So with that, we went over. I apologize. I'd like to honor time, but I hope you guys got your questions answered. Raquel, I'll follow up with that and make sure they get you in the right referral and you get 25% off. Um,
Yes,
and
please.
with that, y'all, hopefully you guys can show up next week. We're going to jump into graphic design. Woo! And save you some more money.
Yeah, if you
So
don't make
yes,
no money in this season without AI, you ain't meant to make no money.
that's really true. I think it's ours for the harnessing, y'all. So I'm glad you're not missing, this higher level that we can function at. So with
Amen.
that, that is what I've got for y'all today. By all means, like I said, you're welcome back. Just use the link. Let me pop this link in one last time, but you will also get it in email. Let me give you the, here we
Now
go.
let me ask you this, Erica, while you're putting the link in there. At what point did you have to write them and say, hey, I serve a community of, 200 members or 100 members and I would love to share it? Or is there, as soon as you sign up, you are able to become an affiliate and start referring your link?
Yeah, anybody can become, that's a great question. Anybody can become a referral partner, an affiliate. On your dashboard, you will see it says refer and earn, and you just click on it and sign up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not saying, oh, you have to be on for this long right away. They're really leaning in to users sharing it for them and getting it out, especially in the United States, because there's just it's brand new here. That's why you've
Nice.
been in AI and haven't heard of it because it's really, really cutting
I've
edge.
never heard
So
of it.
I highly suggest you grab your referral link as soon as possible and share.
Absolutely.
Yep. Awesome, y'all. Well, thank you for your time. If you have any other questions, email me. If you can't wait until next Thursday, we'll be back next Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern, and bring your questions and anything else. And the last thing I want to tell you is ask them what they can do. So Stevie, let's say you get Stevie Wonderful, let's say you get in there and you're like, look, I'm not tech. You can just say, I'm not techie. What's the best way for me to work with you? Ask them the questions and you'll be surprised at the answer. With that, you all, let's go ahead and sign off. Enough talking about it. Time to implement and look forward to hearing your stories of how you're using Marbleism. And Shirley, I'm going to send you that one-seater it generated for me that I liked. With that, you all,
Yeah.
love you guys
Thank
dearly.
you.
Let's go on and build those empires and we'll talk soon. All right.
Thanks. Have a great holiday, everyone.
Yes, you all
Thank you.
too. All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye.